Hi, I'm Robbie Bobby, grateful member of ACA. The topic of this video is seeking approval, the trait 2 and step 10 connection. By the way, it may be helpful to have a copy of the traits and Tony A steps in front of you as you listen, but of course that's not necessary. All right, so let's start with trait 2, which says, we became approval seekers and lost our identity in the process. Okay, let's break this down. First, trait 2 implies that we seek external approval from people we feel we need approval from. Could be our parents, spouse, friend, boss, coworkers, etc. This need, by the way, originates in the unconscious or subconscious part of the mind. Or, to put it in the context of ACA's philosophy, it originates from the inner child. And while this unconscious need can be pushed into consciousness, you cannot make a conscious decision to switch it off. You can think of the trait as an upset child that will not listen to you. The trait also implies that in order to receive this external approval, we are willing to be or become whatever is necessary to secure it. In doing so, we abandon our true self, which is our true identity. ACA's literature states that as children, we were abandoned by our parents, and as adults, we abandon ourselves. Trait 2 is one of the mechanisms for self-abandonment. Let's move on to step 10, which is on the recovery and healing side of things, which says we continue to take personal inventory and to love and approve of ourselves. Loving and approving ourselves is easier said than done, especially for ACAs. However, steps 1 through 9 get you to a place, spiritually speaking, where that is possible. Of course, it takes practice, but it also takes persistence and consistency. Emotional wounds that we carry from childhood do not heal overnight. They take time. Therefore, step 10 is to be done on an ongoing basis. By the way, Tony's meaning of take personal inventory can only be properly interpreted in the context of the rest of the steps. He meant, did you move away from self-love? Did you move towards the traits? Approval seeking, isolating, judging yourself harshly, etc. When you understand this, then the second part of the step makes perfect sense. If you're isolating, then love and approve of yourself. If you're judging yourself harshly, then love and approve of yourself. If you're seeking approval to the extent that you would lose your identity, do not beat yourself up, do not ignore it. Instead, love and approve of yourself. Okay, I think you get the idea. The key thing on step 10 is that we are essentially seeking our own approval. We go from seeking external approval in trait 2 to seeking, or rather accepting, our own approval in step 10. By the way, it's the absence of our own approval that leads to the need for external approval. Hence, the need to continue to love and approve of ourselves, or we will slip right back to seeking external approval. The question I must continuously ask myself is, whose approval am I seeking? If it's not my own, I must redirect it toward myself. I imagine there are endless ways to do this. Actually, this sounds like a good topic for a future video. In the meantime, think about it yourself. How can you practice self-love today? I'm Robbie Bobby. Thanks for listening. And as always, keep coming back.